Hey Mama Girl, it's your travel agent Jamie here, and we are going to be talking about the U.S. Virgin Islands. I had a client reach out to me and wanted to learn some more information about it, and I said, you know what, since they want to know, I'm sure you want to know too. So go ahead, grab your water. As you see, I have mine, and let's have some conversation. Go ahead, I'll be right here. So I researched, and according to my research, there is a lot of things to do in the U.S. Virgin Islands, and it'll be a great experience for you and the babies. And I wanted to share it with you. So first things first, U.S. Virgin Islands. Where is it? It's in the Caribbean. It's in the Caribbean. Yes, and it's made up of three main islands. So it is St. Thomas, it is St. John, and it is St. Croix, okay? The way I look at it, the way I'm able to decipher like which options go with what. Okay, so I look at St. Thomas as the city. It is the city of the Virgin Islands. And I look at St. John as the suburb. So it's more relaxed, more chill. So St. Thomas, you have a lot going on there. St. John is more relaxed, more chill. You still have some stuff going on, but for the most part, it's a chill space. And St. Croix is it's straight country. It's leave me alone. I don't want to be bothered by nobody. I want to get away. I want to get away off the face of the earth, and I don't want to think about anything or anybody, and I don't want to be able to be contacted so easily. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the three different islands. So first city, we go into St. Thomas. St. Thomas has the most options for like activities for you and the family to do, to have fun with, okay? So you can go shopping at Charlotte Amalie. I think that's how you say that word. If that's not how you say it, listen, I'm sorry. If that is not how you say that, I do apologize. But their core is Charlotte Amalie, and that's where you can go shopping. There you'll see a lot of high-end things that you can purchase as like souvenirs or just because you want it. This is also the cruise port. So when you go on a cruise, you're stopping in St. Thomas, and you can go shopping here. I cut the video so that I can tell you the shopping is duty-free. It's duty-free. What's a duty? I had to look it up too, because honey, I didn't know. A duty is a payment levied on import, export, manufactured, or sale of goods. That's what a duty is. And according to my research, U.S. citizens like myself, there is a $1,600 per person tax exemption for U.S. citizens, including the children. So you can go shopping and return with up to $1,600 worth of merchandise, duty free. And you can do that every 30 days. Okay, I wanted to make sure I told y'all that it was duty free. A duty-free shopping experience. Okay, go back to the video. They also have the activities that they have. They have a coral world, and at the coral world, you can swim with the dolphins. You can do the undersea observatory tower. They have a critters corner, and in the critters corner, you can meet the iguanas, the ducks, the tortoises, and then they have birds. They're not native to the Virgin Islands, but they're all the Australian rainbow and the blue streak lorikeets. I think I said that right. They're really pretty birds. I'm gonna see if I can put a picture somewhere in here so you can see it. They're really pretty birds. What else can you do? You can go to the turtle pool. They have a Caribbean reef encounter, so you can go look at some coral reefs. They have a stingray lagoon, and then they have shark shallows. You will not catch me at the shark shallows. However, if that is your pleasure, honey, go do have fun. Okay, go do have fun. You won't catch me there. But do you, boo? I support it as long as it's legal. Okay, so that's what you can do at the Coral World. They also have you can go scuba diving at the majority of the beaches, actually. You can go to the botanical garden. It's called St. George Botanical Garden. You can go there and look at the pretty flowers, and you can go on tours. They have town tours, and then you can go zip lining, which is also pretty cool if you like that type of thrill. I've been zip lining actually one time, but it was in that one time. In that one time of zip lining, I zip lined probably about 5 times. So I say that I've been zip lining a few times, even though it was just one time, but it was 5 times in that one time. It was fun. It was fun. I went on a cruise and I went zip lining on the cruise. It was pretty cool. Get back, focus. Okay, so you can do all of that, and then they have the majority of your hotel accommodations is going to be in St. Thomas. Just because St. John, when you look at St. John, and we'll talk about them, when you look at them, they have majority villas. They have a place, and we'll talk about it, where you can go if you want to stay in St. John versus staying in St. Thomas. However, the majority of what they have there is villas, and we'll talk about the reason why when we talk about St. John. Fun fact, 60% of the Virgin Islands, the U.S. Virgin Islands, is protected. It is a national park. It's protected, which is pretty cool, which explains why St. John is the way it is. Let's talk beaches. Okay, so there are a lot of beaches. There are a lot of beaches in St. Thomas, but some of the ones that I want to point out is Cokie Point Beach. And this, if you want to go to Cokie Point Beach, they're known for you being able to see schools of fish when you go scuba diving, which I thought was pretty cool. Megan's Bay Beach, which is where the ships port. So this is going to be high tourist, this is going to be a high tourist area. So it's going to be very crowded at times. And you can also go snorkeling and do all the fun stuff that you would do at a beach there. If you like that type of vibe, if you like everybody to be on the beach, meeting friends, meeting people, honey, do that. Go to Megan's Point. But the other beaches are more laid back, like the Lindquist. Listen, okay, something about Jamie. Okay, my pronunciation of these words is not always the best. So we trying over here, okay? But I believe it is pronounced Lindquist Beach. And then they also have the Secret Harbor Beach and the Sapphire Beach. These beaches are more laid back. Reason being that a lot of these beaches are on hotel properties, and so they're not as popular. But the Secret Harbor Beach, there's a hotel called Secret Harbor Resorts, I believe is what it's called. Let me look real quick. Yep, Secret Harbor Beach Resort. So that resort owns that beach, and I'm gonna show you a picture of it so you see what I'm talking about. Okay, so you see how the resort is right here, and then you see how the beach is right there in front of it. So that's Secret Harbor Beach. The hotel behind it is the Secret Harbor Beach Hotel. So that is why these beaches are not as popular, because you have a lot of properties, a lot of hotel properties that line these beaches, and so it's their beach. Okay, but it's a lot. If you wanted to have a nice little chill vibe, you can go to these beaches and have a chill vibe. Yeah, that's all I have to talk about St. Thomas. So let's talk about the suburbs, honey. Let's go over here to St. John. So St. John is the suburbs, so it's real chill, real laid back compared to St. Thomas, the city. So in St. John, you'll be able to do a lot more hiking. Their beaches, the majority of them are pretty laid back, pretty chill, and you'll see a lot of natural wildlife. You want just walking on the street, having a good old time, eating some plants. You'll see a lot of that on this island as well. Fun fact, ferry rides. So you can take a ferry ride from St. Thomas to St. John, and depending on what part of the island you are on, the ferry rides can take anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes. And then they also have ferries that you're able to put your car on. So if you decide to actually spend some time, more than a day or whatever, in the U.S. Virgin Islands, and you rent a vehicle, you can use that vehicle to take you to St. John. That way you'll have transportation to get to your destination. So let's talk about beaches. Now the beaches here are Trunk Bay, Cinnamon Bay, Drake's Seat, and then they have Maho Bay, and there you can snorkel and go see the sea turtles, which is pretty cool. It's not guaranteed, but you have a better chance at seeing sea turtles at Maho Bay. Fun fact, these beaches in St. Thomas and St. John, both areas, the beaches in both areas, a lot of them have snorkeling gear. So if you do not pack snorkeling gear with you, you can rent snorkeling gear from these beaches. And I will also say that they also have, a lot of them, the majority of them also have entry fees. So if you do decide to go to the U.S. Virgin Islands, make sure you take cash with you. That way you can access these beaches and have a good time at whatever beach you decide to go to. Now let's talk about the country. St. Croix. I call St. Croix the country because it's really secluded. Like it's 2 hours away from any neighboring island. Okay, so it's straight country. It is leave me alone. Don't bother me. I'm going away. I don't want to be bothered by you or your people. That is what St. Croix is. And if that's the energy that you are trying to have on your vacation, then that is where you need to go. They have their own airport, so you can fly directly to St. Croix. You don't have to go to St. Thomas and then St. Croix, whatever. You don't have to take a ferry ride there, whatever. Just go directly to St. Croix if that's what you want to do. What they are known for is their Rainbow Beach. At the Rainbow Beach, and I'm gonna read it because I didn't want to mess up anything. So at the Rainbow Beach, they have live performances on a famous stage by the island's best musicians. They have dancing there, and then they have great food, and then you can jet ski and snorkel, and then they have a t-shirt shop, yada 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 yada. It's really that's their highlight. Their highlight is Rainbow Beach. So if you want a laid back, don't bother me vibe, and you want to be able to still have a little bit of fun, but not too much fun because the goal was to chill out and get off the grid, then St. Croix is for you. Because we have children, if I were to recommend something for you, I would say St. Thomas. St. Thomas is where your vibe is because there's a lot of activities. The children will not be bored, and you can still have those moments of just rest and relaxation at the beaches that are not as popular. Not popular, but not as populated. Let's say that. Not as populated because cruisers, they're pretty much staying in the one area, so that way they don't miss their ship unless they're doing an excursion with the other people. And even still, they're doing that. They're not necessarily trying to find different beaches to go to that are not as populated as Megan's Bay Beach. But yeah, so just something for you to look into. Well, just something for you to think about. So how we getting there? I done told y'all the ways that you can get there. You can get there by plane, or you can get there by cruise. Let's talk about the cruises first. So there's 3 companies that I found that have cruising experiences to the U.S. Virgin Islands, and they are Carnival, Royal Caribbean, and Norwegian Cruise Lines. So Carnival, and I want to make sure I tell you this right, so let me get my paper. Carnival, they have several itineraries, and they leave from Miami, Orlando, and New York, and the day ranges are ranging from 7 days to 11 days. Royal Caribbean also has several itineraries, and they're leaving from Miami or Orlando, and their ranges are, and their nights range from 7 to 12 night cruises. And then Norwegian, the U.S. ports leave out of New York and then several locations out of Florida, and then their arrangings are about 7 to 15 nights, depending on what you want to do. Now, in saying that, if you've never been cruising before, let me go ahead and tell you, when you go cruising, it's a real quick experience, okay? It's like, here is the Virgin Islands. Okay, now let's go. So you're not staying there days upon days at a time. You're going in, you're coming out, you're moving on to another destination. So if with saying that, if you just want to experience a cruise might be something that you would be interested in doing with your children. Now, if you want to sit there for a minute, I would recommend getting on a plane and going. Okay, there are a lot of direct flights to, like I said earlier, there are a lot of direct flights to St. Thomas and St. Croix. So, depending on what you want to do, I recommend St. Thomas. But if you want to go to St. Croix, honey, do your business. Depending on what you want to do, you can have a lot of direct flights to either St. Thomas or St. Croix. So it is possible. And then as far as where you're going to stay, in St. Thomas, you have a few options. Now, if you want to have an experience where you do both St. Thomas and St. John in your trip, I would recommend, because it was recommended to me, so I'm recommending it to you, that you look at the east side of St. Thomas, because that is the shortest distance to St. John. So with that being said, there are 2 hotel resort situations that you can do in St. Thomas. One of them is the Secret Harbor Beach Resort, and the other one is the Ritz-Carlton St. Thomas. They have some more selections as far as hotels there, but when I researched, it was like real booed up vibes, and we not being booed up. We going with the family, and because we going with the family, we want to have a nice, relaxed, enjoyable experience, and not all booed up, lovey-dovey. No. So those 2 are the main family-friendly hotels that you can stay at, the hotels and resorts that you can stay at in St. Thomas. Now, in St. John, there really isn't a resort there. Now, they used to have one, but because of the hurricane that happened some years ago, they never reopened. Now, there is a place called the Gallows Point, and as long as your babies are 6 years or older, you'll be able to stay there with them. Other than that, you're staying in a villa, which is nice too, but when you think about villas, is really for more than a small family. See, I'm a family of 2, me and my daughter. I wouldn't be staying in a villa. I wouldn't. The price wouldn't make sense to me. But if that makes sense to you, honey, you do your thing. Do your thing. I support you as long as it's legal. But usually when you look at villas, you're looking at groups, like a friend group. So 6 people being able to split the bill versus you doing it on your own, and then you have your baby. But if that's something, like I said, if that's something you want to do, have at it. I ain't mad at you. So yeah, those are the hotel options that you can stay at. Let's do some housekeeping. The main thing, do you need a passport to go to the U.S. Virgin Islands? The answer, no. Isn't that exciting? Wait, let me ask again, because I want to say the answer again. You ready? Okay. Do you need a U.S. passport to go to the Virgin Islands? No, you do not. You do not need a U.S. passport to go to the Virgin Islands, and that's so exciting. Now, if you do decide, while I'm here enjoying this life of relaxation and island and beautifulness, let's go ahead, go over here to the British Islands. The British Islands, then yes, every single one of y'all is going to need a passport to go over to the British Virgin Islands. If you want to go there while you're at the U.S. Virgin Islands, you will need a passport for that. But just to stay at the U.S. Virgin Islands, no, mama. No, mama, you don't need one. And I'm so excited for you because you don't have to worry about the 10 to 13 weeks it takes to get a passport, which you should have already done. So if you haven't done that yet, do it. Because why not? Go ahead, do that. So we won't have it. You won't even have that issue. Go ahead, do it. But until that passport comes in, you do not have to be confined to staying at home until you get it, because you don't need a passport to go to the U.S. Virgin Islands. Listen, I love talking to y'all. I love talking to you. I'm getting more comfortable. Talking to y'all on this here video, and I thank y'all. I thank y'all for taking your time out to listen to what I have to say. Now listen, if I have convinced you to be like, you know what, let's go ahead and go on this U.S. Virgin Islands trip, I can help you book it. Just go ahead and email me. Email me at prepandland@gmail.com. That's prepandland@gmail.com. If you have questions, you can also email me there as well. And I'm going to leave all this information I'm getting ready to tell you, now that I'm thinking about it, in the description box below for you to reference it and get all this good information. If you are like, okay, let's go to the U.S. Virgin Islands, but then you have the question of what do I bring? I have a Pinterest page that will give you some wants and some needs about what you can take to the U.S. Virgin Islands for your vacation, to have a wonderful time, to elevate your experience. If you haven't done so already, I ask for you to like and subscribe to this channel so you can be kept up to date on all the wonderful information that I have coming for you, all the little different companies and locations and all that fun stuff that I have coming for you. What else? There's so much. I have a Facebook and I have an Instagram. I encourage you to join them. It's Prep and Land. All of them are Prep and Land, and you can go ahead and join them to be kept up to date about all the wonderful things happening here at Prep and Land. You can definitely look in the description box below. I will have everything there. Listen, I thank y'all again. I thank y'all so much for listening to me for this long. Y'all are awesome. I love y'all. Listen, it's my goal. It is my goal each and every time I present new information to you. Is my goal to inspire you to want to take charge of your life, to want to be adventurous, to want to live. Okay? So choose to make life an experience and experience the life that you choose. Don't just exist, mama girl. Live your life to the fullest, okay? I will talk to you next time. I don't know what we're talking about, but I'm going to talk to you. And we're going to have good conversation. I love you, honey. You have a good day. All right.